Hello, greetings, this is Gilles Mancillon. I thought I'd come and say hello. I know very soon there's going to be a very big shift. Spirit is announcing me a great deal of work that is coming for me, some long trips, and I may have to shorten the videos, but I will continue to communicate. It is getting colder here, so it's like the weather is changing, and I'm sorry for the noise. They are doing some work on the nature here. My garden, and if I have a garden and I need to hire some people to garden the gardens, I'm going to ask them first to follow a certain protocol to inform nature before 15 minutes before they do anything, and just so that the elemental can retreat the energy within the root, and to use silent technology. I can't wait for the humanity to become aware of the need to create silent technologies. Well, we won't be mostly in the big cities. It's even more difficult to live in the big city because of the noise. I used to live in New York, and over there you have to live at least on the 8th floor. If you don't, if you're high enough, you're pretty much safe. But anybody that lives on it's a constant noise, and I think it's maybe the same thing in most big cities. I'm going to pull a few cards of the Chinese tarot to see more. We have more major cards here than we had in the French reading. So the situation is the Empress. She's really beautiful. It's beauty. It's grace. It's universal. It's finding the beauty in all things. It's being universal, to not get lost in the detail, but see the harmony of the whole. What goes around the situation is the Hermit. It is about enlightening the path of others and standing on your own 2 feet, to rise up, to seek the light. What we see before us is the Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins is somebody who's basically, he feels like he's working he's working, but most of the work has been done. So it's like there is no need to do what's already been done. In many sense, so here he's like he's working on his workshop. So it's like but once the work is done, the things will unfold naturally. What's in our subconscious, in our distant past, is the Five of Coins. It is worry, it is materialism, it is so we have to let go of that. Because the idea is to change role. If we need to cut out the old role and move into but it's also very much about organizing all our social structure, our financial structure, our business structure, our work-life organization. Right now, the situation is the Eight of Swords. We are not totally focused on what we need to be focused on. So it is about being finding what it is we need to do, and then once we focus on what it is to do, sometimes it's just being. We'll find the Nine of Coins. Here it is a god of prosperity that will come, and that will shower this prosperity once we let go of resistance. What's come up in the near future is the Ten of Cups. It is the regenerator. It is happiness, joy, happiness, family life, all the things. It's like there is a new energies that are coming. Our strength in the situation is the star. It is Lao Tzu. It is grace. It is the ability to make our dreams come true. We have this power. We are the star. We are following the stars, and we're becoming the stars. We are vehicle for God to express itself through. What comes to us from the outside world is the Ten of Swords. It's a Taoist master that's sending those swords into the future, but it's like an end of the cycle. There is no need to fight against our past or to try to control the future. Everything is fine within the hands of God. For there may still be doubts that come to us from the outside world, those struggles, those doubts, but eventually there's this great love and relationship, this loving relationship that will come and that will settle everything. What in our inner emotion, our hopes and fear, we still feel like a warrior. It's this very warrior energy, and this Knight of Coins is like he's got the strength to move forward, but he's moving slowly but surely, and he's got all the power and strength to get it done. And the outcome is the Ten of Staff. The Ten of Staff, once again, we have a lot of tens, and we have the Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups, of stuff. And here it's somebody that's trying to control the outcomes of things. So it's about letting go of the need to fulfill other people's desires. It's take care of yourself, let go. You don't work too much, don't do too much, let go of the outcome. Trust that the outcome will be once you've addressed your inner self. Let go of the idea of defeat. There cannot be any defeat. Once you let go of the idea of defeat, there will be the Knight of Cup that will come out as the outcome, which is he who is able to have a fulfilling sexual life, relationship, family life. Everything will fit into place once we address those little things that we still need to address within ourselves, and to make a decision, not to overthink things over. Once the decision is being made, we need to act upon it. We cannot be outside of the grace of God for this. It is just we need to get in our own grace, in harmony with ourselves. For God's grace has always been with us. And we have to stop seeking the approbation of others, because the approbation of others is just a passing thing. We need to approve ourselves, to be one with ourselves. We are only actors in the stage of life, but we believe we identify with the role we play, and so eventually death always comes. When death comes, we have to embrace it, to let go, not to become a ghost that is holding on to the past circumstances. To embrace it is just the end of the play. At the end of the play, you realize all the play's been recorded, and you can replay it from all angles. And because when we die, we return to our true eternal nature, to the divine you, to your one. You realize your oneness with your eternal source. Understanding also that you cannot be someone else. Some people may appear to have an easier life, some people appear to have a harder life, but it's like just use whatever. It's about aligning to those inspiration. Use those people that have certain things you want or you want to experience as an inspiration to tune into those frequencies within yourself. For all is one. Everybody is just an extension of you. It is just it is another you. We're that exploring different aspects of life, and so we some people are even the people that are exploring some very dark aspects are just older self. They're working through a lower cycle, but they are our past self. And those who are on the higher planes, like archangels and so on, are exploring higher cycles. So they are future self, but it's all one. And so. Because we cannot know the inner workings of other people. First, once we know the inner workings of ourselves, we become fully enlightened, fully lucid, then we'll be able to understand each and everybody else. For it's all on the need-to-know basis, and so we have to look at things from the eye of love without judgment before life can reveal to us certain secrets and mysteries. Every morning and every night we need to reset ourselves, and to congratulate yourself, for you are making the shift possible here on the planet. You are a unique expression of Source. It could not happen without you. And ascension is guaranteed. It may be delayed, but it's guaranteed for everybody who seeks it. For we have been through the whole range of exploration. If we're ready for ascension, it means we've explored every possibility. We've been men, we've been women, we've been incarnated through every color skin, every social stratas. We were good guys, bad guys. We were like we explored it all. So anybody that's exploring something that we find displeasing is because they're still on that impure lesson. They haven't really reached the point where they are ready to let go of all that. So just do not judge, just be integrate that within, because we've already explored all forms and exploration. We have to blend in with all the whole of reality, and without judgment as much as possible, to find this harmony within ourselves. Understanding also that no process or person can make you more than what you already are. For you're already one with Source. It is just Source is already one with us, but it's for us to become one with Source, with our highest truth. And sometimes I've been working on my spiritual ascension for a very long time, and I'm connected telepathically to my guides and to many spirits and to my I am presence. And when my I am presence is communicating with me, I feel I'm like so everything makes sense, and I'm so full of joy. But sometimes this I am presence feels like it's leaving me alone, and like I feel very lonely without you, you know, because I know eventually we'll be one eternally fused together, and it's like, but it's part of the process. I'm an expression of God's reality, yeah? And God will utilize many beings, so we want to be as clear as possible to be utilized in this divine plan. The Divine Mother will also utilize both male and female vehicle, but we are just vehicle for Him. And I wanted to just return to the idea that men need to let go of this power and bring and give it to and focus on the heart, on the love. When women women are not really appropriate to focus on this love. They need to be anchored within the light of the root, and they can actually exercise the power a lot better. For those things will come into transformation. We'll be returning to the divine feminine before we can blend into an harmonious society. We have to move from patriarchal to matriarchal before we bring it into harmony. For the harmony we seek is with ourselves. It is not with others. Once we find the harmony with ourselves, we'll find harmonies with others. So when I say that children already remember all their connection to the spirit realm, it's just sometimes they have to, as they grow up, in most cases, they have to adapt to the beliefs of society, and so they are not. Oh, we have the same cards as in French. Interesting. They have to adapt to their parents' beliefs, and so they're losing a little bit. They forget who they are. But as children, we usually know that. Also wanted to say there is no need to get on our knees to pray to outside God. We want to find to awaken the inner God. But when we pray, it's very important. Every thought is a prayer on some level, but when you formal pray, it's very powerful. So it's important to continue to pray, and the more you are sincere in your prayer, the more you ask for what you really want, not what you should be praying for, but what you really want is far more powerful, because it anchors this energy. You can ask God to give you strength, to boost your faith, to elevate you into a sphere of bliss, and to assist you in reconnecting to your eternal abundance. There's all kinds of meaningful prayer rather than asking for physical material things, to connect you to the energy that allows you to manifest things. For we are all created God that incarnated here on the human form. And a lot of truth will be revealed through fiction, because we're all going to be receiving information, but it may be easier to diffuse it into the world through books, through movies, through TV series. There's a lot of truth. There's always been some truth revealed through the fiction, but it may be easier for a lot of people to accept that. And so this was what I wanted to talk about. At the roots there is healing. At the navel there is action. In our power center there is karma, for we have to transmute our karma, to bring love into the karma. So everything is fused, and there is no more karma to deal with. In our heart, there is limitation. There is still limitation. We have to accept the present time limitation. Yes, to focus on this freedom that is outside of the box, outside of the limitation, in order to vibrate in concordance with it. What we communicate is transformation. What we see in our third eye is the higher self. For it is all coming together. We just need to relax and be patient. And what crowns us is trust. What's in the root, in Mother Earth, in our Earth Star Chakra, is empowerment. And what is come from the Soul Star Chakra is destiny. So it's all coming together. It's just a matter of aligning with it. I'm going to finish with a song and pull one more card with the archangels. Here it's a nude. It's called Red Nude. It's a piece on paper. Kind of like it. And here don't really need explanation. That's an interior as well. It's an interior. It's very subtle, very quiet paintings. Some paintings need explanation, some don't. Some artists choose to explain their work, and others choose to leave it a mystery. But some of my more cosmic painting or celestial painting, if I don't explain it, it will take generation to figure it out. Even with the commentary, it will take them generation to figure it out. So when I'm going to catalog and organize all that, I'm gonna put some commentaries, or even an exhibition. I'm gonna put some a little bit of comment to guide, to assist the viewer in understanding. Yet it can be spontaneously understood from the heart. For art is a resonance. We resonate with it or we don't. So it's all very personal. Finish with a song. It's an old song from 1940. It goes like this, about the dreams coming true. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream ready to come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wakes up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow wide, and oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? Follow the rainbow over the stream, follow the fellow who follows the dream, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear the whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one. Because of the wonderful thing he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. So we are off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We are the Wizard of Oz. The soul is the Wizard of Oz that pulls the strings. So we need to reconnect to our soul and spirit. Well, I hope you find this video interesting. I feel it's really the end of a cycle where I'm going to change. So much is changing, so I have to deal with it each and every day. And the card of the day is the Seven of Raphael. The Seven of Raphael is like, let us not be agitated, let us calm down. Because if we have too many options to explore, we won't know what to choose. It is time to make a decision. Clearly identify what you want and then act. Need to purification. So it's about slowing down, calming down, and things will turn out. Well, thank you very much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.